You know, I'm pretty stoked to do this video today because I think it's one of the biggest questions that people have for psychics, anyone of any intuitive work, tarot readers, anything like that, which is, are you a con artist? And I've written about this before. The answer is no. Con artists are con artists and psychics are psychics. They're two completely separate skill sets. For myself personally, I know that there are some intuitives out there who go for like a shock factor, and so they're like, oh, if I can tap into this information and know this person's significant other's name, and I'm able to tap into you know, an issue at work, and I'm able to read all of this information beforehand, then that legitimizes the work that they're doing. That's simply not my approach. Some people really like that and think that it's super cool for people to like just know names and things like that. I don't care. That's not how I work. I don't care what your boyfriend's name is, and I don't care if you're butting heads with a coworker. That information is worthless to me. So a con artist takes more of that approach. So when they are, you know, they're creating a story around superficial information and need information from the person to create a story around like what they're wearing or whether or not they're married or any number of things. I don't fully understand how far somebody could get as a con artist trying to pull off intuition. I just don't know. I don't know any con artists who are doing that. I know they exist, but it's a completely separate line of work. And you hear me preach all the time about integrity and ethics, and at the end of the day, you know, my clients' healing and enriching their lives is my #1 priority. And so, I mean, exploiting people for money because, you know, I'm able to Google their boyfriend's name beforehand, that's really gross behavior, very low vibration. It's just not my style. Like, that's just not the work that I do. And quite frankly, my approach to my client work is inverted. So I don't read anything that people don't want me to read. So even my approach, I couldn't even be a con artist because of my approach. The information that I'm reading for my clients is so specific. There's no way I could pull it off as a con artist. I just can't. So the answer is no. I understand why people ask the question. And I was recently asked by an old friend from high school if I was a con artist, and that's what I was talking about. But no, intuitive abilities and psychics are not inherently con artists. Although I do understand that there are charlatans, there are people who do con artistry and frame it as psychic work, so I understand why people ask. But it's not, I don't think that people would seek out intuitive counselors and psychics repeatedly if every single one were con artists. I would not have a client base if I were a con artist. I just wouldn't. You would run out of superficial information. And so that just doesn't work with my approach anyway. So I hope that kind of clarifies the difference between a psychic and a con artist, because they're two completely different things. And that's all I have to say about that. If you have had an experience with perhaps a con artist or you know, a charlatan, someone who is making things up, I mean, I would genuinely love to hear about it below, because it is pretty interesting what people do. And if you have questions for me, if you're interested about anything, I do as a psychic, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. And if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, you're welcome to book a session at onyxhealing.com. And follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm always posting good stuff on there, and you know, giveaways and all that stuff. So you have a great day. I'll talk to you later.